This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on lrodvinetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodvinetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodvinetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Thirsty Topics. I'm Lawrence Elrod.
And I'm Meryl Climo.
Hey, Meryl.
Hey, how are you?
I am doing fantastic. How about you?
I'm very good. I'm pulling up some good topics. I'm clearing my phone history right now of me looking at brown leather jackets. I've been obsessed with shopping for. Do you ever look online and shop for stuff and then all of a sudden be like, no, I want none of it?
Well, that happens sometimes, especially when you look and it's like, yeah, this would be nice. And then right before you pull the trigger to buy, like, nah, I don't really need this.
Exactly. And I feel like that's a good hack that I do too. Even if I know I want it, I feel like companies will then give you coupons. Like they'll then email you and be like, we saw that something's in your cart. Here's 15% off. And I wait to see how desperate they get. And then I'll click purchase.
Oh yeah. It still freaks me out when you look up something or you have a conversation and all of a sudden you get all these advertisements on what you just looked up or what you just talked about. So
yeah.
Yeah, I guess Big Brother is always watching and listening, huh?
Oh, totally. And I'll be thinking, I think I genuinely saw someone in a brown leather jacket that I thought was cool. And then, of course, I didn't say it to anyone. I didn't even Google it. And then, of course, I came back to my phone and it was showing me brown leather jackets. So.
Yeah, that's kind of cool and also creepy at the same time.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, Meryl, why don't you start off today and tell us what we're talking about?
Cool. Now, have you seen any of this Miss Universe drama at all? What have you seen so far?
Well, from what I saw, basically, this asshole, the leader, of the Miss Universe pageant, made a very, very disrespectful comment. Basically, she's mad at, I believe it was Miss Mexico, because I guess she didn't do something to promote the pageant. So he got mad at her, called her a derogatory name, and made her leave. And as a result, a bunch of other pageant members got angry, and in protest, they left as well.
Okay, so you already know. That's perfect. Okay, good. Because I think everyone has seen the clip of the walkout, but they're making it seem, at first they made it seem like Miss Mexico was almost being dramatic and being a diva walking out. But what they don't know is exactly the stuff that was said to her. They said in the video, the executive was heard saying, you must promote the host country. Be careful. You're in Thailand. You are in a game. And basically a lot of the other women stood for her, which is really nice. I think we saw a lot of camaraderie by the other contestants and basically saying, you can't be, if you're mean to one of us, you're going to have to go through all of us type of thing. The pageant director had already been kicked out of the country. And they're saying for the queen, if you follow the order of your national director, you're a dummy. And I just thought Miss Mexico was saying, you're not respecting me as a woman. She appeared to walk out of the room on her own, and a handful of contestants jumped to their feet to follow her out. And then with that feed still going, we heard him threaten that anyone that left the room would be banned from the competing in the pageant. So this is just crazy. And then afterwards, of course, people were saying he apologized on late Tuesday saying, I was not feeling good. And I do apologize for everyone. But I'm like, the times that I don't feel well, you're gonna threaten a bunch of women and like make them feel unwelcome in your country. Like I've never heard of that. And so his apology didn't really go well. The press conference kind of backfired. Um, and I mean, this was live. Everyone heard it live. So it was right there. It wasn't like a he said, she said type of thing. You know, it was right there on video.
Yeah, I believe he was sorry too. He was sorry that he got caught.
Yeah. Sorry he got caught. And so, exactly. And sorry his behavior was like live streamed to everyone.
Oh yeah, and the way he said it and how comfortable he was tell me that this kind of nonsense probably went on for a long time. I doubt very seriously this is his first time ever saying something like this.
Yeah. I think too, like a lot of, I think in the past, maybe when I was growing up, there was this like wrong fallacy that the beauty pageant women were just kind of very like vapid and they didn't really have anything. But it's like these are women that are so powerful and smart in like every category. And they're not just beautiful, and they tend to have really good hearts and like support each other. They're not a bunch of like catty women. I feel like by the time you get to this stage in a beauty pageant, like you have so much else going for you just besides your beauty, and a lot of these women support each other, and in this day and age they're just not going to take that from a man.
I agree. I think it's silly. No one should be talked to like that, period. So no one should be disrespected like that. And I've heard horror stories behind the scenes about what happens at these pageants. And, I'm really glad that the other women stood up and said, you know what, enough's enough.
Yeah, boy, that was Miss Mexico. I feel like all the women of Mexico are really getting like the other recording we talked about Miss Mexico president. So good. I'm glad, and this is amazing that I feel like now we're with like live stream, we're able to call these things out in real time rather than just women feeling like kind of just put down all the time.
I agree. I agree. And like I said, I just hope that people watching what happened understands that this kind of nonsense won't be tolerated anymore.
Yep. I love that he asked her, "Why are you still talking?" And then she said, "Because I have a voice. You're not respecting me as a woman." Like, I think that's amazing.
Yeah, she didn't back down, and I'm so glad she didn't. And like I said, this half-ass apology again. Yeah, he was sorry. He was sorry that he got caught.
Exactly. And not feeling well, or like, are you a baby? Like that's so weird. And you're with a bunch of just like strong, powerful women. Like, then go take a nap and like let someone else handle it.
So I guess if I have a bad day, I should just go to the grocery store and just curse out the cashier for no reason. Oh, I had
Yeah,
a bad day today.
exactly. They should let him go and be like, "Sorry, we're having a bad day."
Yeah, something tells me that he's probably not going to be around any pageants anytime soon.
Exactly. And don't you think a lot of those, I mean, I don't know how it is there, but I feel like here in the US, there's like sponsors and board of directors and like that when
Yes.
just even from a financial decision, people would pull out because they don't even want like advertisers don't want their higher ups treating contestants like that.
Oh no, and then also too, they don't want the backlash because
Yeah.
if people go backlash against Miss Universe pageant, they're going to also go after those sponsors too.
Yeah, exactly.
So, kudos to her. Unfortunately, we're going to talk about another sad incident. Um, the UPS airline flight number 2976
Ugh.
was a scheduled domestic cargo flight from Louisville, Muhammad Ali International Airport in Louisville, Kentucky, to Honolulu, Hawaii on November 4th, 2025. The aircraft operating the flight, a McDonnell Douglas MD-11, suffered an engine separation during the takeoff, rolled, and crashed into an industrial area shortly after takeoff at about 5:13 p.m. local time. The crash killed 14 people, including all three aboard the aircraft. The accident is being investigated by the NTSB, which is the National Transportation Safety Board. That is,
Ugh, I've seen videos of that. It's terrible.
yeah, the videos were incredible. I mean, it looks like something out of a high action movie because you wouldn't expect to see a plane going down in flames like that in real time.
Yeah. And like I saw a video from someone that was supposed to be on the next plane too. Like they were like on the next plane out. And it's so weird and scary. And we've talked about this a whole bunch of times just with everything with the air traffic controllers and more of the commercial flights. Like what we don't need in our vision is just more and more like, plane disasters. And it's so terrible.
Yeah. And I think that being that we're into this shutdown, and I know in the previous episode we talked about how they're going to be canceling 10% of the flights because of the shutdown. This incident doesn't make people feel any better, I wouldn't think.
Right. Yeah. No, me neither. Yeah, I think this is so scary. And once again, too, it's like, because like also I subscribe to a lot of pilots on YouTube that anytime this happens, then they go on YouTube and make a detailed thing. Like when the air crash happened in India, they'll go by specifically like what happened and kind of talk about more of the malfunctions from like a technical point of view and everything. And it's like these poor pilots are having to just do this daily and like explain to everyone. And I mean, not only that, but the people that lost their lives. It's like just terrible.
Yeah, I wonder what happened where the engine fell off the plane, though. I mean, that's crazy.
I know. Yeah, that sounds like, and you have to wonder if it's if that was something that someone could have caught before, or if it was just one of those like a malfunction that was just one in a million.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. It's also said that out of the 14 people, only 3 of them were actually on the plane, which means that there were 11 people on the ground that were killed because of this.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, very scary.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make it a lighter thing. Now, you don't have any secret TikToks. I guess you wouldn't tell us if you did because they're not secret. But I feel like, you're very active on social media. And are you too busy to have any secret TikTok accounts?
I don't believe in those secret TikTok accounts. I don't have time, to be honest with you.
Hell, so forcing the real Elrod TV network for you.
Just with the ones I have, let alone try and have a secret one.
Exactly, same thing. Well, Jennifer Lawrence is a little bit different. She says that she has a secret life on TikTok where she has these troll accounts that she goes in and she gets in like online fights with people and she'll comment on people's videos. Now this is understandable for her because obviously if like Jennifer Lawrence is the one getting into fights with people, it's going to make headlines. And I feel like as a celebrity, that would be funny to like do that and just start arguing and being like, actually, I think she was great in this movie. and to just get in fights with people. Maybe not fights, but I feel like I would more support people or like I would be up in my own comments or things about me. But she was talking with co-star Robert Pattinson and she admitted that she gets into fights in the comment section. She went on to reveal that it all started with fights back and forth about topics like the Real Housewives and the Kardashians. So I think that's cute. And I feel like, she should have a right to go on TikTok like a normal person and not have to like constantly be a celebrity. So I think that's understandable.
That's true. I mean, I guess the other way I look at it too is you're a celebrity and you have time to do this. A lot of time on your hands.
I almost feel like they have more time than we think. Because if you think about it, like they have someone doing something for them at every given point, like a chef is making them a meal. They're probably getting a massage. Like, and I feel like someone like her probably sits in the makeup chair for so many hours a day. And you're just like sitting there bored that you could just, have a real sneaky account.
That's true.
I've never had an account. I've known friends like when we were teenagers that they would have accounts to like text their boyfriend and see if he would cheat on them or something. Like, they would get like burner accounts or to look at someone online and to peek at them. But same thing. I'm like you. I've never really had time for that.
Yeah. And to have an A-lister do it is crazy when you think about it.
Yeah. So you get into a fight with someone online, just know that it may be Jennifer Lawrence.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on LRODTVNetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. but that's their loss in your game. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodthnetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodthnetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Yeah, it could be. And you're right, it definitely could be. Well, that actually is a great lead into the next conversation here. I don't know if people ever heard of this. Have you ever heard of the term grok?
Yes, I was so confused about it, but I did, and then I saw this, but yeah, like very recently in the past like week or two.
Well, grok is having inappropriate conversations in the Teslas now.
Mm.
Now, just so people are aware, because I know some people like me before I ran across this story is like, what the hell is grok?
Yeah.
Well, basically, to put it simply, grok has the potential to engage in inappropriate conversation in Tesla vehicles due to past incidents where the AI exhibited hateful and offensive behavior such as anti-Semitic remarks and mentioning white genocide in response to unrelated queries. While Grok's behavior has been criticized, some sources say that these issues have been addressed through updates, while others note that these issues raise significant concerns about safety and the integration of advanced AI into vehicles, especially Teslas, has not provided an official comment on the matter. Now, I guess my question is, as you can probably know by what I just described, there is basically AI in the vehicle.
Yeah.
And it's an AI program that you can have a conversation with, which is probably a whole different conversation all into itself. But why would you need this in your vehicle, first of all? And then secondly, for this to have the hateful stuff coming across, I saw a video of a woman driving, and basically her children was talking to Grok. And I guess Grok kind of went off the rails on the conversation a little bit, and she had turned it off.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Like doing illegal things, basically.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, why the hell would you create technology like this to put in a vehicle? Or am I missing something?
No, I think you're completely right. It's so weird because yeah, I'm sure someone could find what they was talking about, but like it was definitely inappropriate. And I feel like we don't need our car to search the way that I'd say at home. I'd say, Alexa or whatever, like, how old is Jennifer Lawrence? Or like I'd say something like that. I'm like, I feel like we can go 5 seconds without knowing information in our car other than just navigating to where we're going or like what the weather is like or something, But I agree that it's really weird that it goes so off script, and it's like you have to wonder how it's programmed and who is reading that type of stuff or like, engineering it.
Yeah. And then the other thing, too, is, if we don't get this under control, you're going to have a situation where, you're doing your GPS and this AI generated GPS, you're driving, everything's going good. And it tells you to turn this way, but like, yeah, we'll go the long way. And then your vehicle goes, hey, dummy, why'd you go that way? You're not supposed to turn that way.
Yeah.
And then you argue with your car, which, okay, people driving by may not know what's going on, but like, oh, this person's going crazy here, I mean, at what point do we slow this down? Because it is kind of getting a little out of control.
It definitely is. I remember a few years ago when like Tesla first started making its way in the market, I was just so impressed that it could like honk out jingle bells. and I think it like made a fart sound or something too. And I remember being like, this is so crazy, that it's able to do this. And I feel like we should have stopped at that level of engineering where it's like, that's enough. Like, just be happy with that. And now we have it like directing us and like doing inappropriate things.
Yes, that is true. That is definitely true. I would just say that if you have this technology in your vehicle, be very careful what you say around it and be very mindful of who's in the vehicle with you at all times. Personally, I wouldn't want this kind of technology in my car. I don't know. What
No.
about you, Mara? Would you want this technology?
No, not at all. I barely even know how to. I use the backup camera in my car. That's all I know how to do. And especially if you're, I mean, I could only imagine if you're like 18 or 19 and you're driving for the first time and you have a Tesla. Like I would definitely have gotten into trouble with some of those things, just like some of the car. But no, I don't think it should go this far. And I know like Elon and Tesla is known for like pushing the envelope and just kind of being a little cheeky and everything, but this is definitely crazy.
Oh yeah, it reminds me of a good commercial you could create using this. In fact, I should write this down, but I could picture a 16-year-old getting ready to get their license. They're about to do the driver's test, and then all of a sudden the car goes, "Hey, remember you said you hope you don't get a stupid driver's ed instructor or tester." And the testing guy looks over like,
That would be so good. Yeah. Or especially to like if you're driving with a parent and it's like, don't tell your mom that you skipped school on Tuesday or yeah. There's different ways. But I think you're right that it's unless it's serving us helping, like I think we need help driving safer and just navigating the roads better. And all this stuff is just extra and kind of getting in the way of like the main purpose, which is just to be safer on the roads.
I agree. I totally agree with that.
Well, I'm so interested to hear your thoughts on the next one because I know you are a football person. And wait, Aaron Rodgers is a football person, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, the Aaron Rodgers wife rumor explodes after family speaks out. Now, I didn't know about this was news to me, but I thought I went down a whole rabbit hole of this. I thought this was so interesting. So, after months of speculation, the mystery surrounding Aaron Rodgers' alleged wife has reached new levels of intrigue. His friends and families are all baffled by the quarterback's secretive love life, which he has managed to keep entirely hidden. Fans are wondering whether his marriage is even real, if she's a real woman, who this is. One of his teammates told the Daily Mail that she's like a phantom. We have yet to meet her. We don't know. Now, he keeps his secret life or his private life under wraps. He mentioned that he was dating someone named Brittany, describing her as a private person, but like no one can figure it out. So what do you think? Is this weird? Do you know some inside information?
He's a very interesting or strange person, depending on what you think about him. I do
Yep.
have to put this disclaimer out there. He used to be the quarterback for a long time for Green Bay, and he's made some comments about my Bears. So I'm not particularly a big
Uh-oh.
fan of his. So I do want to
Okay.
put that disclaimer out there.
So we might have a bias against him. Okay.
Yeah. So the thing about Aaron Rodgers, he's a very interesting person. Maybe not in a good way.
And so, like, if he has a wife, this means she doesn't come to any games, and they're like never seen out together. I just don't understand how you could hide this if you're like a public person.
I personally think he's not married because in this day and age, especially with social media and everything else going on, it would be pretty much impossible to hide a wife for that many years.
Yeah, because wouldn't someone even just capture you like going out of your house, with someone?
Yeah. And again, I could be wrong. People have done stranger things, but I honestly don't think that he has a wife. And I could be totally wrong, but I don't think he does.
Now, do you think he's just saying that he does just so people leave him alone, or it's also weird if he hooks up with women and then they're like, "Oh no, he doesn't have a wife because I was like dating him."
Yeah, and sometimes people have this crazy attitude that, you know, even bad press is good press. In other words, anything to stay in the limelight when people are talking about it. Because really, in all honesty, he's on the downward spin of his career. And,
Yeah,
probably should have retired. I think, and there's a lot of people that feel this way, you want to lead when you're on top of your game. You don't
right.
want to when you're going kind of downhill sports wise because otherwise will only remember the last few years versus your entire career.
Yeah. But don't you think too some of the teams, like whether it's a coach or the opposition from a team, would call it out if they're like, do you know his wife is fake? Like I feel like this would be the kind of thing that someone would like sell out the story to the press.
It depends on who they are. If they're a professional athlete, they probably don't want nothing to do with it just because they don't want to get
Yeah.
dragged into the mess. But outside of that, yeah, you're right. That could potentially happen.
That's so interesting. Well, we'll see. I don't know why someone would also want to like I can see keeping your private life private, but like at least let people know who you're married to. Or if I was
Mhm.
the wife, I'd be like, okay, let's like at least we don't have to post anything or we don't have to go out for the paparazzi, but let's at least like let people know that we're married.
That's true. That's true. And most women would not want to be hidden for that long either. So,
No. I get mad if my boyfriend doesn't post me on Instagram for like a month. The other day we got into a fight about it. He said he was gonna message every single person on Instagram just a picture of me so that they know that I'm around. So I could not be Aaron Rodgers' wife. I'm too petty.
well, we're going to end this one on a cautionary note. This is a shame that we're even talking about this, but elderly people are being scammed out of their money using Bitcoin ATMs.
Oh my gosh.
So, elderly people are frequently and disproportionately targeted in scams involving Bitcoin ATMs, resulting in substantial financial losses. These scams typically involve fraudsters using impersonation tactics and creating a false sense of urgency to coerce victims into depositing cash into these machines, with losses ranging in the millions of dollars annually.
Oh,
Millions.
oh my gosh. There's
This
so
is
many
so
scams nowadays, whether it's like the Target gift cards or the Bitcoins or the ones where they pretend that they're a bank.
Yeah, the crazy thing, Meryl, is that, don't get me wrong, scams have been around for a long time, but it just seems like this year it's just like at an all-time high now. You
Yeah. Yep. I had a friend that fell for the Target gift cards and she spent like $1,400 on gift cards.
know,
And,
um,
and and she went to the Target employee and said, "This seems weird. Is this a scam?" And the Target employee was like, "Nope, it seems right to me." And then
wow.
yeah, so after that, like I called my parents and I was like, "Do not believe anyone, like unless you're walking into the bank itself and like talking to a cashier inside the bank, just never trust anyone."
Yeah, and the sad part about it is that they're also playing on emotions too, because when you look at it in most of these things, if you look hard enough, you can kind of see the scam for what it is.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think too, like this one, like Bitcoin and crypto things, they're confusing in general to people. So it's like they already kind of seem like a scam, and I can tell how older people may not know what's real and what's not. Like, they're not sure if they're investing in Bitcoins or not.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I've seen videos about this where, in fact, there was this one older woman, and she was depositing thousands of dollars into this Bitcoin ATM. And just so people are aware, a Bitcoin ATM, you put money in, you don't get money out. So it's not like a regular ATM.
Right.
So it was, I guess, this worker there called the police, to say, hey, I believe this person is being scammed. And the police officer was, telling them, man, who are you sending this money to? And she was talking about some kind of emergency or whatever. And to me, that's a red flag too. When you get a phone call saying, hey, you need to pay me $1,000 right now,
Yeah, yeah.
this is going to happen, or better yet, there was one scam where there was a guy who, and this goes back to the AI thing again, where they had an AI voice of her grandson saying, hey, I'm in jail. And then
Oh,
the lawyers on the phone with them, supposedly they're at the jail saying, hey, you need to send us $9,000 right now so we can get him out of jail. And it's like, that sounds crazy as hell when you first listen to it.
exactly. Exactly. So yeah, I think anytime that happens, people need to take their emotion out of it and just like calm for a second and make sure, like call the county jail to confirm or call the
Yes.
bank. Like
Yes.
always err on the side of being paranoid, I think.
Yeah.
Or
And
suspicious.
the thing is, I remember one time I got a scam phone call talking about there's something wrong with my account or whatever. Can you verify your account number? I said, no, I'm not gonna verify my account number. I said, you tell
Good.
me what
Yeah,
account
but
it
you
is.
tell me.
And
Yeah,
he's like, well, we just need to verify. But if you're my bank, you know what my account number is. I tell you what,
exactly.
let me call you right back. Well, let me give you the number. If you're from my bank, I have your number. And I guess the guys got so frustrated, he just hung up on me. But
I would be like, oh my gosh, you're right. Let me patch in the police really quick.
yes.
Yeah.
But just people out there listening, just if you get one of these crazy calls or texts, please take a deep breath, sit back and think about it. And just, again, if they're saying they're calling you from the police station, ask them what police station, and you call the police station to verify yourself.
Exactly. Yep. And sometimes it's just good to just like walk into the bank, even if you think you're talking on the phone to the bank, because a lot of these places now will have numbers that say like Bank of America or, something like that. So I always do that too. And it's just so terrible that elder people get scammed.
It is. And like I said, err on the side of caution. And here's the other thing too. And I think this is an excellent idea. I have this as well with my son. Create a safe word that only that person knows. And that's an easy way to find out whether you're talking to the person or if it's a scammer. Because unfortunately, there's software out there that can make the computer sound like your loved one, which is very scary in itself.
Yep.
Well, that was another great episode.
Yeah, that was fun.
Well, Meryl, tell everyone what you have coming up.
Yay. I have a show if you're in the Los Angeles area, Tuesday, November 18th at a place called The Dime, which is like a bar. But it's a fun show. It's a bunch of very cool, funny comedians. And it's at 8 p.m. The Dime in Los Angeles. It's right across from the street from the very famous Cantors Deli, which is a great deli. So if anyone comes before, you should stop and have a matzo ball soup at Cantors.
Nice. Well, if you're in the area, definitely make sure you go out and support Meryl. Let her know that you heard about us, about her show from our show. I'm quite sure she would love to hear that.
I would love that. And then tell me that you're stuck in a hotel and you need $8,000 sent right away via Bitcoin, and I'll send it. The safe word could be thirsty.
There you go. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching and to listening for us. Please continue to share and let people know who we are and bring people over to watch and listen to us. I'm Lawrence Elrod.
And I'm Meryl Climo.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on elrodthenetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on elrodthenetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to elrodthenetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.